Welcome back to the Hexagon TTRPG. We are playing Progenitors, Bloodlines. I'm here with Simon as Wilm Fair, the fiery magic progenitor. We have CJ as Otto, the spider god himself. And we have Quinn, who in real life is known as Diana, the technological wizard. I think real life and in game. Able to operate those softwares. But without much further ado, since we're coming back from a real life break into a second episode, let's dive in. Our party of progenitors is here at the edge of what we're calling the Sea of Decay, a bunch of like mulch-looking matter that blankets the forest floor going forward, and it wasn't super noticeable as you walked up to it, so it was a bit of a trap. But as everyone came here, we realized that has this sort of aura of silence. And as we overcame that, there was a giant centipede that almost grabbed one of our players, Quinn, and dragged her into the depths. She was able to avoid that fate. And now, as the progenitors stand here with Malin, Johnny running back to camp to try and get some help. We've put up some pictures here to display the kind of grandeur of the forest. The trees from here on in are enormous. They are as redwoods, huge in girth, tall as the sky. The treetops are thick. The light is dim or dimmer here. You can still tell it's day, but as you move more into the forest, I think even like looking forwards into this forest, it looks dark. There is a darkness here permeating the atmosphere. And there's still that odd sound effect. When you look forward into that dark, it draws you in a little. And it's not like a magical effect or something when you do it. It's just that it's quiet. It seems like there's nothing. It's almost surreal how there's nothing there. And yet all around you and behind you, there are sounds. And so there's this strange dichotomy of senses. And as you stand here talking about what to do, Quinn dimensionalized into a termite. And as Quinn unknowingly just shifted her new termite head, a rip in the very reality around you. Whoosh, a small dark crack appears. Quinn, what do you do as that happens?
I kind of back a little bit, like, whoa, did I do that?
You go, whoa, and rip again. As you kind of rear back and kind of try to sense what's going on. And then all of a sudden that darkness resolves on both rips. We're working with portals, people. It looks like a weird mirror effect. And as May looks between them and kind of like puts her head in between you start to see like weird fractal geometry, right? Like it's like in Portal, and if you put two portals in front of each other and look through and you see the infinity line, you see that.
I should say, I'm not going to let May go because like, Quinn went into the silent
area. Mm-hmm.
So if Maylin walks in, she's going to be walking into the silent zone.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay,
so
okay.
Yeah, May
as she goes, like, I'm
wandering forward. You stop her, absolutely. She goes, "Oh, thank you."
I think there might be some degree of protection that Quinn is getting right now, but I don't think that comes to us as well.
Guys, I don't know how I'm doing this, but
Mentor?
let me scout a little bit. Now that I'm a bit safer. If I go a little bit further into the forest, just a little bit. I check the ground. I'm looking for holes.
Start to walk forward. Your antenna kind of going down, measuring the areas in front of you. And you have this sort of blind sight, right? There's no eyes on the termite. So you're sensing what's around you, mostly through these antennae. And you get the sense as you walk away from these portals you really have to shiver.
Oh. Boo. I don't
You
like
shiver?
this. Mm-hmm.
And as you shake it off, the portals close.
Oh, I can't be too far away from it. I see.
It's a feeling. So what I will impart to you now is like you start to get a sense a little bit about how this works.
Mm-hmm.
You are what is known as a like sort of dimensional termite, and this particular termite is able to eat through reality if it so wishes, but it has to close it back up after. It's like a natural instinct of like maintaining integrity and stability.
Mm.
So you're going to be able to create a portal, and then by investing, might into it in this case because it's your termite form.
Mm-hmm.
You can then, elongate how far this portal can go before you have to close it off.
Oh, okay.
So that's the idea with the termite. Now, you close it up, you're looking around, you're scouting. Immediately, Otto and Wiln are noticing, and I think you notice as well, Quinn, that you're able to walk on top of the Sea of Decay. And
Mm.
you immediately know that if you want to go into the Sea of Decay, you can. It's
Ooh.
basically like climbing. Your feet would start to push it open and you would start to burrow through. But your blind sight, unlike your regular eyes, allows you to see through it. Not
Mm.
as clear as the air, but like looking through, the waves or the water on like a still lake. Right, like you're able, or maybe not a still lake, but like a slightly windy lake. Like there's like little ripples here and there. It's a little bit obscured, but you can actually see into it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get back up after I burrow a little bit. I'm gonna relay this message towards what I remember them being in that direction. I think I'm gonna open a portal here for you guys, and I go kind of like to the edge where I remember it being.
Yeah, and then you
I'm
sense them.
gonna open a little portal, and I munch it again. And
This time, when
then,
you consciously do it, you're able to
yeah,
make it bigger. So you make like
nice,
a little, like a medium-sized person portal that they would be able
perfect.
to easily walk through.
May, you're not allowed to go through it, okay? You hear me, lady? And then, Otto,
Go ahead.
do you want to join me into looking for Thomas? Then I could make another portal to either bring them out or to bring you guys in if we've been gone for too long. I don't know.
Yes, I would.
Thank you, Otto. I appreciate it. Insect to insect.
I'm not.
Malin like pats you knowingly, glares over at Will.
There's a little jest in my voice, like, I'm kind of like joking about it, teasing you.
Yes, yes, it's all good fun. And I'll go back to arachnid form. I mean, unless obviously the portal is like way too small for me to shuffle into.
No, I don't think you need to take the portal. I haven't done the other side yet.
Oh, okay.
Just walk in like you normally do. You're an insect. You can do this.
Do you try walking on the Sea of Decay?
Yeah, a little hesitant.
Okay, so can you burrow in here? Because I can burrow in here, and I start burrowing.
So you watch the termite burrow in
Nom 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 nom.
to go underneath, moving stuff out of the way. Will, you watch as these two big bugs kind of just go at it. The termite a little smaller than this large spider. You don't have blind sight, Otto, as a spider, right? You have very good vision, actually, because of the 8 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more eyes. I don't know. You tell me how many eyes. And as Quinn goes underneath and you see a little bit of a disturbance as she moves around, I think that you're able to walk on top of this decay but you feel your feet sink a little bit, not too much. And there is a sense of, this is a habitat that I'm not suited to. Right? It's like, oh, I could thrive here, but maybe the ground isn't my place. Right? Maybe my biology is not for the ground. On the way that a termites would be.
Yeah. Can I try to shoot a web up? And then, or even just climb to a tree if there's one.
Yeah, you start to climb up, and Quinn, immediately you feel like Otto start to slowly get out of range of your senses. He gets a little blurrier.
Goodbye. I keep digging.
Will, your companions leave you, become bugs of the forest.
I'm trying to keep an eye on Wilm. Not on Wilm, on Otto. I don't know why I'm thinking like Wilm is CJ. On Otto, because he's entered this zone now. Is he less affected?
He seems okay. And Otto, same effect as before, where the silence is not as oppressive, even though you are aware of it.
Okay. So it seems
So May looks at you, Will, and just like, are you gonna turn into a bug too? And also,
I don't have those kinds of capabilities. So we're in the same boat here.
good. And she looks very happy about it.
Look, maybe one day you'll be able to do this too. But you're gonna have to listen to Quinn and see how she does it, and go from there.
You're only right about one of those things.
You're not gonna listen to Quinn, are you?
That was the right one.
I'm freaking dead.
So you're looking at Otto. Otto seems okay. Otto, you're able to climb up in these trees, and you're looking around. Roll me something.
Give him something.
Something.
What would you use in this moment to look around and like really get a view of your surroundings? Like, are you going to like jump between trees, and then I would have you maybe roll like a speed roll or something, like technique of like the angles you're going to get? Or are you going to like be on one tree and like crawl around it and just get like a 360 view, in which case it might be like an intellect?
I like that. 360 and then going up and getting a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Intellect. I'm gonna use an edge or what? Effort, sorry. And then here, let me read the description. To be creative requires always be learning. You're trained in any task that involves learning something new. But this is more this is more the like library of data or sifting through information, collections of knowledge. So I don't think I can bend it this far. That's okay. That's an 11. And I use
An 11?
one effort. Yeah.
Okay. With an 11, you look around. There are no threats. And I think the silence is not bothering you.
Mhm.
And you realize that what is sucking away the sound is the layer of death and decay. It is absorbing vibrations. Even as you walk along this tree, you feel that there is a layer of stuff over the bark that absorbs your vibrations. This is a very still world, right? A very still exotic matter, this contamination of this dimension, whatever other dimension this is. Vibrations, energy of any form are coveted and absorbed and eaten. And I think that with an 11, you're able to perceive that it is very dangerous beyond here because there are more predators. Everything is preying on everything else, even the sound. And oddly, light is maybe something that was not part of that chain, and so is maybe unaffected. And so provides an edge. So I will let you learn, and basically you have an asset going forward to sight. So like light-based, vision-based properties. And you can communicate to this to everyone else if you wish, and whoever you talk to and communicate it to will also get it.
Okay. Quinn, are you within my range?
Quinn does not hear you, because Quinn, you discover the tunnels. You dig around a little bit and you scout and immediately find, obviously, something else has made tunnels down here. And as you get into that tunnel and you feel it, your legs and your antenna going up, feeling up all the walls here, I think intuitively this form understands that a worm made this tunnel. Something that burrowed in a cylindrical fashion and was going somewhere. So these tunnels don't necessarily lead anywhere. They are just a byproduct of something passing through.
That's fair. And I assume they're not big enough to fit a chunky Thomas in, right?
They are.
Oh, they are.
They're chunky enough to fit 3 Thomases.
Ooh. And do I sense any kind of like, how Otto has spidey senses? Do I have some sort of senses to know if there's enemies nearby, some form of something could munch me in here?
It's quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I plop another portal. Blah.
Right? You pop the second portal. Wiln, you see the portal. It almost like a 2005 PowerPoint presentation. There's almost like an animation as the other end of that portal comes into view.
And I pop my head out through the portal. And I'm gonna go, I found some tunnels. They're like a bunch of tunnels. I might continue looking. I don't know if the sound affects you in here as bad as it does up there. In case you want to try to come in one. I think it fits you. And I stick my head back in. Or back out, I guess.
That's a philosophical question. But Will, you see the head retreat, and there is an open portal into a tunnel ahead of you.
Is it okay? So it hasn't closed. And how far into the quiet zone is this?
You don't know.
It's in the tunnel.
No, but I mean like the portal itself. Like
Oh,
how
I put it
far
at the end.
from Lin is the portal?
Quinn says she puts it right at the edge.
Okay. Well, it's still open. Wait here for 2 seconds, and I'm just gonna kind of put like half my body in, and just to see like how I feel, I guess, on the other side of the portal.
You walk, you step through, feels kind of fine. You put your head in, and it's very quiet here, but not in the same oppressive, threatening, life-endangering way. It is quiet in an unnerving, right, like a creepy, horror-esque way. Like you can hear your heartbeat, but it doesn't seem to be affecting how you literally move.
I also
Okay.
imagine it's probably really dark for you. Sorry about that. I don't need the light, I guess.
Wilm, there is little patches of luminous fungi,
Ooh.
which Quinn does not see because Quinn has blind sight.
Mm.
I can see. I'm gonna kind of stay there for a little bit just to see that the, I guess, silence doesn't get worse the longer I'm there. Just like a few minutes, just to make sure that it's a constant thing, I guess.
Was it you step
Actually-
through, and May is like right at the edge, and, like literally looking at Quinn, just like
May,
Quinn, yes,
I can sense you in there. Don't you do it.
it looks fine.
I'm just worried there might be big bugs in here. I don't think you want to get eaten by a big worm, do you?
No,
That's what I thought. Can you tell Will Otto to come through the portal too? I think he's gonna have an easier time here.
and May like Otto, as you do your 360 up above, and you get this sense of what's going on here. You see May cupping her hands. You don't hear anything.
Is it gonna be like a what's the word, laborious task to go back down and get close enough to see what she wants? Did I get like crazy?
I mean, I'm not gonna make you pay points. Is it going to be annoying for Otto the character to have to climb all the way back down and listen to a song?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I contemplated, but I go back down. Mostly because I have something to share with them.
I mean, I feel like you also might see like half of Willen's body through a portal.
Yeah, you get a little bit lower and you notice that Willem is partially through the portal.
All right. I'll come back close enough to communicate. Hello.
May's like, hey, we're going through the portal. Are you coming?
I suppose I did learn something out there. And I'll just explain with the light and how it's not factored in with all the prey and all that stuff.
You explain this, and then May looks into the dark tunnel and goes, I don't think that's going to help us in here.
I guess I'll kind of light an ember or something.
Yeah, and you make a little light, illuminates the cavern. Goes, oh, maybe it will.
I mean,
That's a
there are-
pun. Maybe it will.
I laugh. She hears him from the tunnel. The little
Willen is
chatter.
gonna roll his eyes, but then say, "May Lin, it will."
I don't understand what you guys are doing.
Otto.
I don't think that one worked. After you.
I
tried.
just think if the white ghosty ghost pointed towards this direction, underground 3 times, what if they're in these tunnels?
So, with the light in here, Malin comes in to the tunnel. She just jumps in.
I accept now that we're all here.
And
Guys, please protect her. I can't really see too well, but I know she's in here.
Otto, do you squeeze through this portal to get in, or are you going to
No,
detransform?
I'll detransform.
As you become yourself and walk through, you look back, and there's like 5 of those little spirits just close to the portal looking, and one of them
Does it like a little kiss come floating?
Heart.
You think a little heart does, and then it pops like a bubble.
I'm freaking dead.
Is it looking at us, do I think, or just at me?
You wonder, as then Quinn kind of, I think, shakes. You get that kind of almost like a sneeze, and and then the portals.
Oh, okay, we're all in.
Interesting.
It's okay. I can get you guys out if I just go back out and I make a portal. We'll bring it back if we need. But for now, let's move through.
I take my gun out. Does anyone know how to use this? I
And
think
he's like, "Oh yeah," takes it from you, and like flips the gun, like it's like
Supernatural.
rotate like a gunslinger, and then like undoes the safety or whatever, throws it to the other hand, like aims it.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
oh yeah, this
Without
is pretty
safety
good.
on.
And puts the safety back on.
Wow.
Well, I guess we got a gunslinger. I don't actually say that because I didn't see it, but
Well, you have blind sight, so you can kind of see it. You just can't see
okay.
specifically.
You hear the whooshing of air.
Yeah, I just hear it wiggling around. Like, whoa, who's doing that?
Yeah, well, blind sight, like, hey, let's talk about blind sight for a second.
I'm ready.
I picture blind sight in my head as almost like a if you've ever played like Horizon Zero Dawn or Star Wars Outlaws or any of those other games where basically you click a button and there's almost like a pulse of
Oh.
awareness that goes out, and then you can kind of know where stuff is. Kind
Do
of like
I do echolocation?
yeah, close
Like
to
I click,
echolocation,
click.
tremor sense, and almost like Toph from Avatar. That's how I
Okay.
see the blind sight.
I accept that then.
Right, accepted. Yeah, so as she spins it, you fully you see her spinning it.
So which way now?
I guess we just pick a path and hope it's the right one. I am gonna try and. What if you guys just yell out for them?
But what if that alerts whatever else is in this tunnel? Whatever made this tunnel?
We got a gun?
I don't know if it's enough. Sound seems
Well-
to be at the bottom of
What if you can spook it with fire? You might get spooked by fire.
Yes.
Maybe, and I suppose we have the portal here. Well,
It closed, actually. I sneezed.
oh. Would you want to maybe open that before we do something dangerous so we can get out of here in case we need to?
Okay, let me go out again so I make a safe portal.
Right, you go make a portal. Do you connect it to anything else, or you just leave that one tear?
No, I leave it open for now.
Yeah, so it's just that dark
And
crack kind of waiting. I really have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. If you guys want to discuss
Nice.
a plan of action while I take a pause.
Because
Okay.
look, I can yell out for Tomas and for Kaelin and for Isandriel, but if something else comes along, I'd rather have a quick escape.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I plopped the portal up there. I'm just gonna have to make sure I don't sneeze.
From what I could tell out there, it seems like sound might be at the bottom of the food chain. Something.
Meaning?
There might be many creatures who feed off of sound, and creatures
Whoa.
more than that who feed off of those creatures. But light seems to be our friend in this case. So perhaps a flare, if possible.
I mean, I have this currently, which is just like a kind of like a floating kind of ball of flame.
Mhm.
But I don't know how much we would need and how many I can even make. It's just kind of here for now.
That is fair.
But don't forget, guys, in here we can hear each other. I mean, I can hear you two just fine. It's whatever is feeding on sound. It might not be necessarily down here. Maybe. I think.
No, I confirm that.
There you go. Confirmed. So, at least that's good. That's why I was thinking that maybe if we call out Thomas. Like, I can do my chittery, but I don't think he's gonna know it's me. So. And you guys can understand me thanks to Mentor.
All right.
Mentor is like, I could yell out so they would understand you. I think you're right. I don't know what else would hear or how far it would go.
Okay, then let us just walk for now.
Definitely think it's sound, insulated up there.
Let us also keep an eye out for evidence of our friends. I'm looking for webs, perhaps footprints.
Footprints! That's smart. And I start checking with my antenna on the floor.
Ground is it? Like, is it stone? Is it like earth? What's the?
Is it decay?
How about you roll me an intellect roll, and I'll tell you. But it looks like Earth. And
18.
An 18 has I think also a small bonus in Cypher system. And the small bonus I will give you is that you will get an apt description. This seems like treated Earth.
Okay.
Like
treated as in like artificial, like not natural.
I don't think you would know the difference between like what would you consider natural? You know what I mean?
But that's it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like what makes it treated Earth? Like
what? So as you put your hand to it, I think you're able to determine that it is firmer than the Earth around it. And if you push and you put a little bit of pressure, you can push through it into the decay. And then it is a little bit more free form in there, like looser earth that you're able to move, a little bit of difficulty, but move your hand through in a sense. But the walls of this tunnel, I would even say like you could pinch it almost like they're like this thick. You know what I mean? Like they're not crazy thick, but there's something about them that is maintaining integrity.
Fair enough. Well, do we just walk for now?
I mean, that was my plan. I'm gonna keep in check for footsteps.
May says, what direction are we going? Where are we going?
When we came in, was it a straight shot? I mean, I guess straight shot doesn't really matter because the portal could have been any which way. Quinn, can you go straight up and see which direction going forward would take us?
Okay. Like go back up.
Yeah, you get to the top, no problem.
Okay, so this is where the wall is. So if we're going straight forward, it would be that way. And then I go back down.
You're back in the
All
tunnel.
right, guys. So it would be in this direction. Is there a tunnel that goes that straight direction, like opposite exactly from the edge of the sound barrier? Kind of the direction that it was pointed at by the ghosties ghosts.
Those are different directions.
They are different?
Yeah.
Where does the either end of the tunnel lead us towards, basically?
Someone roll me a d20.
Well, I feel like only
I'll
saw that.
I'll roll a d20.
Go for it.
Right, like she went up, she checked, like based on where this tunnel is going.
This is a luck check for the tunnel.
I got a 19.
Oh shit!
I think I know these tunnels pretty good.
I think that's a major effect.
seems to lead generally further, perpendicular to the edge of the silent zone.
And is that the same direction? Like one of them, does it go the same direction the ghosty
Wait.
ghost pointed at?
Perpendicular to the edge?
Perpendicular to the edge means that it is leading.
It goes
right-
90 degrees away from the edge.
Yeah, so it's going straight into the
Into the middle of the zone.
silent zone, and the ghosty had
Mhm.
pointed kind of at an angle at a spot. This could
Okay.
be like when on a 19. No, that's the luck check. You also know where you came from. I would say that on a 19, the minor benefit that I'll give you is that this tunnel is on the axis of where it pointed. Does that mean this is what it was pointing at, or if that was just the direction that somebody went? That's up to you to kind of determine.
Okay, I'm gonna take my intuition and I'll go forward.
Well,
After me, everyone.
I would like everybody to roll me an intellect, or potentially if you're trying to use technique or speed or something like that, you can roll speed instead. And we're going to do a group check, which I will take the middle roll out of the three of you for looking for your said footprints and those types of things.
What about Maylin? Can she help? Did that before?
Normally we'll give an asset to you.
Okay, I accept.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers!
Cheers.
Gluggity glug glug.
Would puzzle solving
Thank you,
skills
Sharon.
come into effect?
Cheers.
And focus, would that come into effect?
Focus can come into effect. And
But
puzzles
if we're
can
just
come into-
rolling a flat dice and we're not trying to beat something, we're just trying to get a number on a dice.
you are trying to get a number. So what I'll say is that it increases your score by 3 seems like a lot, but
Yeah, it does.
Well, with Maylin helping?
yeah, I mean, Malin helping is also that. So yeah, 3.
Yay! I'll take
Oh,
it.
natural 20 on the die.
Shit.
I got 17. Hey, that's not too shabby.
Okay, I don't want to. Oh, actually, so the middle one is technically it's either 20 or 17, unless
Mhm.
It's not too shabby.
even if I roll terrible.
Just do it for the meme.
3.
So 6, and then non-natural 20, and then natural 20 plus 3, which would be 23.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say that the natural 20
Mm.
is going to enhance the non-natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay, so that'll bring the it goes from basically formidable to heroic in this case.
Yo, let's go.
So a task worthy of tales told for years afterward.
Us finding Thomas, please.
As you, all 3 of you, look into this tunnel, start to comb around, look for signs. Wiln, I'm going to say that you go the other way and you go, I'm going to check all the bases. I'm going to make sure that, the other side of this tunnel, because it goes both ways. So you clear some of the debris that Quinn had made by going up and down, and you just take a look on the other side. And it seems old. It seems like no one has been there in a long time, and you don't really find anything. The other side, Otto, you pick up one of Tomas's hairs. And somehow in the dark, your touchy-feely hands just got it. And as you hold it up, and you go, can it really be? And as you look, Quinn finds 3 sets of footprints making their way forward.
No, guys, it's this way. It's this way. I'm telling you.
Will, I got the footsteps, Will.
Oh,
They're here.
okay, never mind.
Tomas. He's been here. These footprints. This hair. We found them.
If we follow the path, we'll get to
Me?
them.
Looks so close at the hair, and she's like, "How do you know that's his?"
Don't worry. Don't worry about that. I know.
Also, look at the footsteps. They're right here. These are them. This is a big foot that would only be Tomas's.
And he's like, "Yeah, he kind of is the biggest person." Okay. Well,
Technically, it's true. Tomas is bald.
I, the hair was it? Did you say
He's saying it's a leg hair.
you say it's a leg hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Canonically, that says leg hair because Tomas is bald.
Comedy gold.
All right. Tomas has spoken.
Explains why it's so tiny. There you go. So we go forward. We march on
Yes.
towards our friends.
You march on. And I think the result of this, a task worthy of legends that last lifetimes, not lifetimes, years afterward. So
Mhm.
not only do you happen upon the tunnel that, I mean, there is a good chance that the nearest tunnel to the edge was the tunnel that Tomas was able to get to, right? The spirit was motioning to. Everything is kind of aligning. You start to follow these tracks in. As you go forward, you find a spot where they had made camp for a bit. There seems to be some sap that they had eaten. And then further down, as you walk forward, and I will pause. If anyone wants to eat the sap or try the sap, they may.
Does it look appealing?
You have light, so that's something
Yeah.
Tomas did not have.
That's it. Like,
So you light your way. I think you see like a bunch of bug poop that he almost ate, and then you see the actual good sap. And the good sap has that amber glow of like the stone almost, right? Like fossilized sap. But when you see that it's still wet and glistening. So I don't know that looks appetizing. It looks appetizing in the way that maple syrup looks appetizing.
I am gonna try it because I'm a bug. You can't hurt me.
Oh, you are a bug. Roll me an intellect.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll roll an intellect.
I forgot you're a bug.
Ah, shit. It's a 3.
You immediately can't help but eat the sap. Yeah, Will, and you're like, what is that? And Quinn just go and just eats some sap right away.
It's delicious.
Quinn, it's
Yeah.
delicious. It's so good. What is describe to me what the most delicious thing is?
Is it like the jelly-filled donuts that Quinn likes?
That's what I was thinking. I think it brings me back to space, back to hope, back to those jelly-filled slime donuts. Yeah, it's just the most delicious sweet elixir I could ask for.
Yeah, you have a moment eating the sap.
Nostalgia.
Back to reality. There's a and then you kind of, oh, what am I doing? And you realize you ate like a portion of it, maybe half.
Sorry, I don't know what took over me. It looks so appetizing. All right, back to finding our friends, I think.
May looks at Will and it goes, "Sappetizing."
That feels like a little bit of a stretch, but good effort.
What? Looks at Otto.
What?
Just pouts. Just keep walking.
She tried.
We're not on the same wavelength, you and I.
Yeah, well, at least I know how to surf.
Wait, I turn around with my big termite head. You know how to surf?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I never surfed before. Always wanted to.
What?
That's kind of difficult when you have robotic legs.
I feel like you don't know something I know?
I guess not.
You
You
see
can
that
teach me.
you see her processing that.
Hmm.
Roll me an intellect. This is going to be a challenging roll.
Oh gosh. She's losing respect in me. Oh no.
I wouldn't have made this challenging if it was just that.
Ah shit. It's an 11.
An 11. So that's only by 4, which means that you clock that May realizes something really important.
Hmm.
You just don't know what it was.
She's just having an aha moment for herself. That's okay. She's growing.
She's growing. She kind of nods and continues on. And all of you go down this path, down this tunnel. And then you find a spot where the tunnel has a bunch of debris caved in. There's blood all over the walls. And the tunnel continues onward. But there are no tracks past that point.
Hmm.
Can I touch that wall?
The one that's like caved in?
Yeah, like is it loose? Is it like a solid, like compacted cave in, or is it kind of like crumbly?
I mean, you touch it and it's not like fresh, but it hasn't been treated in the same way as the other walls that you know.
Okay, so this might just lead to other dirt behind. Not
There's the
necessarily
blood
to...
all around. I will emphasize the blood a second time.
Yeah, no, this doesn't look good. It looks like something's been attacked here. Potentially our companions.
I perhaps can help deduce whose blood this was.
Sure, I suppose you can eat it, right?
Who heard that? Or I mean, I don't care if Quinn heard that. Did the other one hear that?
Like me?
Yeah.
She's paying attention.
I mean, there's nothing else going on.
Yeah, unless
Oh,
she's
she
looking
can-
around at the blood and stuff. But
She's like randomly picking at some root. No,
Maybe.
she's on
With
Maybe
a
the
gun.
she's still thinking about surfing, okay?
Yes, I can.
Go on, you got this.
I'm gonna eat it the way you were eating that syrup.
Damn.
just
Is
gorge
it as
on it.
delicious?
Yes, but not for the taste buds. For the brain. I hope.
Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh.
That was a very interesting move, and I love it. So what I'm going to need from Otto, from CJ.
Oh god.
Roll me a d4.
Oh no.
Did you eat some of like the decay potentially?
There's a whole bunch of things, and it's going to happen in sequence because we'll see what happens. But,
D4.
Was prepared for that. There we go. 1d4 on that?
it's just one, just the one. Start.
Oh, it's cocky. That
We love
is a 2.
Okay, so on a 2, yeah. Okay, on a 2, and then I want you to roll me a d20.
God.
And you want high. You definitely want high. Well, maybe you want low.
Wait, what?
So that's what I'll say about that.
Out of the box. Well, I got low. 4.
Oh, oh. Okay,
That's not something you want to hear.
it's good
I'm
for Otto.
scared for Otto.
Good for Otto. Yeah. Hey, Peter. I'm sorry. You
Uh-oh.
slick your hands with blood. You get a squishy, spongy piece of what feels like flesh. You eat it like that sap that Quinn loved. And as you ingest, you receive the benefit of your progenitor bloodline. Tell me, what are the tags you choose? One must be the identity
Yes.
of the flesh you have consumed or of the biological material. And that identity is Kalen.
Kalen. Okay. Memories. If I could be more specific, maybe recent memories. And can I put in like an asterisk on the form to also be like current form, like current wounds, perhaps?
Ooh, that's interesting. Like you want to try and resonate with what is currently alive. I'm
Maybe
gonna say
even like
no.
combining like memory and form, and then
Memory
using
and
that
form?
one to be like, if I remember getting hurt, like only build like around the spaces that I remember, like, or maybe like have like red or like just something form directly from a memory to be like something happened here, something happened here.
That's a very interesting question, and a lot of people have asked in science whether matter remembers.
Mhm.
Right? I would argue that the electromagnetic field remembers, but I do not think that the actual particles do.
Okay.
And I think that the way that we've discussed your ability is that you analyze the biological data of the particles themselves.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to say that you do not tap into the electromagnetic field of the Earth in that way.
Okay.
If you really want to, I will let you roll for it.
No, it's Kalen, so I'm not too like crazy worried. But I will gladly like get rid of that use. Like I will try, and then I'll get it back to like, oh, that's a limitation that I have.
Okay.
So just regular old memory and regular old form.
Memory and form. All of you, Quinn and Wilm and May, watch as Otto, that rippling of flesh, but not into the exoskeleton of the spider, as maybe you've seen a couple times now, but into a larger, a dark-skinned form with geometric patterns scaling across their skin. All of a sudden, they light up and glow as Otto, you take on the form of Kalen, subsuming his power in that moment for a second, but then releasing it, and the glow fades as You choose memory as the tag that will be absorbed into your mind, absorbed into your being. And the memories that you are able to reproduce from this DNA, I think you can remember basically, with a few rolls or whatever, other things about Caitlin.
Mhm.
The ones that flash before you during the transformation are the race through the forest, the shock of the silence of the quiet zone, and then the traversing of the dark tunnels, and then large legs that come in, a multitude of eyes, piercing pain.
Shit.
And as consciousness fades, you see the face of Tomas.
No.
This feels like what's that spirit from Avatar? Like it stole his
like
face. Yeah, like it stole his
the
face.
face stealer. Not quite.
Holy shit.
I look at Quinn with the same kind of blank expression that I usually have, but in the form of this beautiful boy.
Beautiful boy.
And I just say, like Ray Riley, something happened. Kaelin is no more. His story is done.
Wait, but what happened to him?
That is for us to find and see if this last chapter truly is his last. Or if perhaps there is a second to come.
Man, Otter, you can be so ominous sometimes.
Yes, perhaps speaking plainly is best. I believe Kaelin to be dead. I cannot confirm, but he received quite a blow. And there is much blood in front of us. That is all that I know.
Well, if Kaelin got attacked, that means Thomas might have gotten attacked too.
Or are they underneath the cave-in?
They seem to have taken a similar journey as us. And the fact that neither body is here perhaps points to the fact that they continued on forward. But Tomas may not be trusted. For it was his face I saw as the last blow was delivered.
Thomas harmed his own? There must be more to that.
Tomas attacking Kaelin. Well, it's an unusual memory for sure.
Yes.
One that doesn't quite help us locate them, other than I suppose Kaelin being here, or at least having been here.
That wretched assistant of mine did not leave me anything to be gathered.
Is there any? Is this like a dead end?
No.
Okay, but like the blood stops in this like side wall.
It's like splattered in this area, Something happened here.
And then nothing further, you're saying?
Doesn't look like it, obviously. If you'd like to take a little bit of time and look around. You may all do so.
Can I see if like potentially there might be like drips of blood further along with like I'll bring my light and everything?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll give you an asset on that for sure. And then go ahead and roll me an intellect roll.
Okay. I'll use an effort on this. That's a 15.
Yes. So you are able to, with that light, look ahead and see that there is very obviously footsteps and then what appears to be a divot in the wall as if someone had leaned into it. And then a little bit of blood, not a lot, further into the tunnel. But as you shine that light, you notice that there is another kind of little cave in ahead as well.
There seems to be some more signs of passage further along.
And that's where we're going to end our episode today.
No shit. I'll be damn.
Very nice.
Thank you all for playing. So we're going to do some EXP.
EXP.
There's been an encounter with some sort of a centipede. There's been a transformation and a subversion of my expectation as a result. There's been a travel down some tunnels.
Which was heroic.
Quite heroic. Oh, there was the luck of finding those tunnels and the traveling down them. And I think this final crux, this final enigma, this final problem of what to do next. So I want to give you 4, but we're missing a person. So I will give you 4.
You still get 4.
Divide amongst yourselves. Please discuss.
Well, I feel like potentially 1 for each of us.
Yes.
Then Diana did use up an XP to re-roll a dice.
I
And
get
she got
it back
that
again?
19, and she got that.
Help us continue forward.
Shade.
But
Transforming.
TJ, you got a 20 though.
Yeah, but that was for like a middling roll, like to see what the middle of the rolls were. So that's okay.
All right, I appreciate it, you guys. I'll accept it gloriously. But next time, if I get extra XP, I don't get it, okay? You can't give it to me again.
It depends on the session. We have to see what happens in the session.
I'm just happy we found the right tunnel somehow.
We'll see next time. I think that I love giving you guys choices. I love player agency. We're going to see what happened to Tomas next time from Tomas's point of view. This would be illuminating to the players, but perhaps not to the characters, just the way I like. But that's it for today's adventure on the Hexagon TTRPG. Thank you all for being here and making it an amazing session. I'm talking to you players. But if you enjoyed the game from at home, don't forget to follow. And if you're ready, you'll catch our next episode, which is going to be on Thursday. And that's going to be Champs Challenge, provided by Matthew Bernier. Don't tell him I said that. You can find more content, world building updates on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Just look for @TheHexagon. Not the Textagon, the Hexagon TTRPG. Simon's the fiery Willem Fair. CJ as the spidery Otto. Peter is the tough Tomas. And Diana as Quinty314. And me, Brent, your DM, signing off for tonight. Thank you very much. We're Hexagon. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good one.